Hey guys, Sarge 1911 here today, and of course it's video time, right? Alright, before we get started, I gotta do my necessaries, but it's really not that big a deal. I really am appreciative of all the subscribers. Man, I really do appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, please do. Click like, come visit me. One other thing I'm really excited about is we're getting repeat buyers at sgt1911.com. That tells me that the products we got out there, people think they're well worth the money. And remember, a portion of that goes over to St. Jude in Memphis, Tennessee. All right, let's get down to business, okay? What we're going to talk about today is not just anybody's 1895 Marlin guide gun. Sorry, 1911's 1895 Marlin guide gun. So, I took a Marlin guide gun and I personalized it. But I'm going to go through a few things on it and tell you what I've done and why I've done it. There for a while, Marlin had a bad reputation, so I'm going to go back and tell you what I'm looking at right now is a JM barrel stamped on it. If anybody does not know what that is, shoot me a comment and we'll have a little discussion about it. But this 1895 guide gun of mine, 4570, I'm going to show you a few things. One thing that's real important about it, I'm going to show you right off the point so we can get out of the way. On a Marlin rifle, lever action rifles, 336s, 1895s, the trigger on them is just not that deal. I'm going to show you an original one real quick. Let me get the film side in here. Look at that pretty gold trigger on this old 336, but look at it, it jiggles. That trigger is just terrible. See it jiggling there? That's no good. So, I'm going to show you mine in a minute. Remember, that one does jiggle. What I've done, I've customized this rifle to fit my personal preference. Kind of like you would your pickup truck, your Harley Davidson, your motorcycle, anything else you want. And I guess what I can do is kind of start at the top front and work my way back. You'll notice, and I'm going to roll this other one up here. This is the original Marlin sight with a hood on it. A lot of times these hoods come off and they're missing, and you end up with a little bead there, which is, it's all good. Just don't hurt the rifle. I've replaced my sights with a Skinner sight. Big chunk of beef there on the end of this thing. So I got a Skinner post sight in there. If you follow it back, I've removed this sight and just put a blank in there. And then on the back of the rifle, I've got a Skinner peep sight. Got a little Skinner peep sight there. Now, this thing has really made a difference in the accuracy of this rifle. And why? Just simply because I've got a longer sight radius. That makes the rifle more accurate. I'm not shooting between these two areas, here and here. I'm shooting between here and here. So I've got less area to make a mistake. Okay, let's go back a little bit further. I've got my hammer extension on there. That's not a big deal. A lot of them come with it. I got it on there. I like it. Now let's get to some significant differences. Nice pad. You can get these anywhere. You can get Midway USA. I believe I got this at maybe a Diamond D leather up in Alaska. Carry my bullets down in there. This thing, I've replaced the lever on it. I got a big loop on it. That right there is really nice, the big loop. If you get a 4570 that's got one of these little bitty loops on it, and I'm going to shake the one out to show you. Just bear with me. Here's the original loop. Oop. Look at that. That right there, I better get my fingers in there. And what happens is, these 4570s have enough recoil, it'll kind of bite your hand. This big loop, of course, not only is it big, lets you handle the recoil a little bit better. It's just freaking wicked, isn't it? Look bad, don't it? I think so. So I've replaced the loop on it. The takedown screw here, I've replaced the takedown screw so I can take it apart with a thumb. I don't have to have tools to completely disassemble my rifle in the field. I can just do it with my finger. I can pull the loop out, pull the bolt out, take the extractor off, completely disassemble it quickly with just a thumb screw. No screwdriver needed. Now, look at the trigger. I want to show you this trigger. Let me cock that trigger. Notice it's not the silver, is it? Nope. And I'm going to sit over here and look at it. Look at here. There's no jiggle. No jiggle. And I'm going to show you why. As you guessed, I've changed the trigger on it. Marlin's triggers have two pieces. They have the trigger and the sear. And where you get that jiggle is, they're two pieces and they kind of have to rub together. This trigger right here is called a happy trigger. And I got it from Wild West Guns on the internet. They're up in Anchorage and they also have a store in Las Vegas. But I'm going to show you what's kind of cool about this trigger. It's one, they've made it together with a spring. So you've got, sit up here girl. You got all the pieces together so it doesn't have that jiggle. Now I'm going to pull it from the left side because I can't get around to the right side. But what I'm going to pull on this thing, 3.6. And I'm not being able to pull straight back, so it could be even a little better. Let me turn the thing around just a little bit. .14 pounds on a rifle trigger. Now, that's going to be consistent because there is no play, there is no jiggle. It's the same spring every time the trigger pull. So we're looking at, you know, under 3 pound trigger every time, no jiggle. That's pretty cool. Now, another thing, the ejector on the inside, I've changed that. You're not going to see it, but the ejector on a Marlin rifle, I'm going to open one up just so you can know what I'm talking about. This little piece right here fits inside the rifle. And the way it sets in is kind of like this. And as the cases come back, they hit there, they hit right here, and they flip out. On a Marlin rifle, this is two pieces. You got a small piece and a slightly larger piece, and they're kind of clamped together right there. Right there. Now, I replaced that with one that I also got from Wild West Guns that's a single piece of stainless steel metal. So it's not likely to come apart since it's a single piece of metal. So, you know, I've done some things here to make the rifle more accurate with a trigger, more dependable, easier to function and operate. Now there's one more thing that I really think is cool. Marlin, at some point, you know, when I was growing up as a kid, and I'll give you an example on this rifle, I don't see a crossbow safety on this rifle. This is an older rifle. You know, here's your safe, half cocked. There's my safe, right? Love it. Well, they don't have these anymore. We had a bunch of attorneys get involved and decide we had to have safeties on. Well, I took this gun hunting, and lo and behold, a very, very exceptional white-tailed deer walked out down this road, come out on a little logging road. I take this rifle up in the air. I'm thinking, man, I'm fixing to get a deer of a lifetime. I hammer down on it, squeeze it off. What happens? Click. Guess what? My entire life, I've hunted with a Marlin rifle with no safety. I go buy a newer model, and guess what? It's got a damn safety. I don't even think I knew it had a safety on it. What happens? Deer gets away. So I go to Beartooth Mercantile online. I replace the safety on this rifle, so that now there is not a safety on there. I replaced it with a nice saddle ring. Now I can get these in, I think you can get them in brass or stainless, and I just got this one in good old blue. So now my safety on this rifle is what? Huh? A lot more dependable. I can carry this thing with just a hammer down, or I can carry it with what? My lever open like that. I'm all safe. Now, All of these things I've done to kind of improve the rifle myself for my personal use. You can do your own thing. One of the other things I did, right down here, you turn it around, this little notch right here, it's got a little detent that has a spring in it. And that spring is to help it lock in place and stuff. Well, when it locks in place, sometimes it can be kind of sticky. So what did I do? I took this out. I cut the link up, just a coil off of that spring, made this where it's not quite so stiff. Now my rifle functions as if it's a 100-year-old worn-in rifle. So, you know, it comes out real easy. It don't fall out, but I can get it out. Functions rapid, just fast as you can go. You know, now I believe what I've got for me and my use, which I use this mainly for hunting pigs, is what I've done with it. Big old 45-70 going down range. It's dependable, it's reliable, it's much more accurate. I can get 5 rounds of 405 grain bullets in there. I like it. I'm proud of it. I think I did a good job. One thing you don't see in there is everything inside this rifle has been polished. So when you take these parts out and go to put them back in, spend a little bit of time polishing some of this up, take some of the drag off of it. You know, just shine it up, make it nice and slick, and you have yourself a nice rifle. Again, guys, if we want to get into the discussion of the 45-70 ammunition itself, let me know and we'll do something about that. If anybody needs to discuss the JM versus any of the other models of 45-70, shoot me a comment and we'll discuss about that. Just today I wanted to show you my 45-70 1895 guide gun that's built by me for me and give you my opinion. So I think it'd be a good time to go outside and see if we can make it go bang bang bang. Okay, here we are outside the hideout as usual, out back. I'm gonna step out here 50 yards or so and just try to offhand shoot some targets. I may or may not hit anything. These things are old reloads. They're getting quite old. I need to shoot some of them. Lord, there ain't no telling, they're probably 10 years old. And I don't even know what's in them, but we're gonna shoot them up. They could be black powder because I've got some old rifles that shoot black powder too with 45-70, but I think I got 4 in the tube now. You can put 5 in, 1 in the tube, 1 in the chamber. The sling, everybody gets their own. I kind of like this one. I just think it's kind of stylish with the rest of the lever. Not that it's actually that good at what it does, but you know, this is a rifle you can just move around. So let me put my ears on. I'm gonna shoot 4 rounds and see if I can hit anything. I believe this little girl works, don't she? You guys may not be old enough to remember. I'm gonna show my age. I think Queen used to sing a song about fat bottom girls. Right here, look at this little short thing. Man, she packs a punch. You know what I'm saying? Load up again. Watch me loading through the gate. You know, Henry rifles, most of them you load up here through the tube, but they have come out recently, last couple years, with one that's a side loading. This loads like Winchester. You know, Winchester was forced to make some changes back in the day because they had a top ejection. Nobody could put a scope on them. Marlin always come out the side since the beginning. Got that big hard bolt. You know, these things are some nice strong rifles. These things have been known to go to, you know, part of Africa and take down elephant, Cape buffalo, and some other things. Very, very strong action. I think you guys know it. A guy named Garrett Cartridges online makes some custom loads that are expensive, but they take down elephants. So these things are pretty wicked. Let me shoot another 4. Yeah! You know, that smell of that powder on this recoil of this rifle really makes you feel good. It's a nice day out. I may get something else out and shoot it in a minute. I enjoy shooting this little rifle. Got some recoil. I don't know, am I sick in the head? I like recoil. It makes me feel good. Smell that powder. You know what, let's do? Let's wrap it up till we get to shoot again. Shoot safe, shoot straight. Hooah.